Well, hello. It's Charlie Collins with LVI coming to you from Cheshire, Connecticut. And it is not looking good. I can hear some thunder. The rain has picked up, but it's perfectly fine in the house. So it's good to be here. Normally, I start with like the zip folded and take it out, bring it all up. Whoops. But I'm going to do it the opposite. It's completely loaded. And as Kimberly said, so the zip comes in a 13 or 17-inch screen is option number one. 2 cameras, FHD, higher end camera, HD. So they have numbers, 720, 1080p, but those are the 2 cameras you can get it in. So you can get it with different screen sizes, different cameras. You can get it with or without a battery, and you can get it with or without a connection board. And of course, you could add an XY cable to it too. You could get it integrated, as in no plate, XY cable, or you could add an XY cable as an accessory, which I'll show you. So that's how the zip, you order it and you get them customized to the need of the individual. This one here is loaded. It is the Cadillac, but they probably wouldn't mind me saying that from Sweden. It's the Volvo. It is the loaded. I mean, it has the higher end camera, it has a connection board, it has TTS, which it doesn't do it, but you'll see. It has a battery, it has everything you can get for it. I have an XY cable with it. I don't have the integrated one. So that's where I'm going to start. And you can see I have it plugged into this monitor next to me. And that's only because I have the connection board. I can do that. There's 3 ports on the connection board. One is like an RJ45, which allows me to use the zip with this device, the large remote type system. And then another of the ports allows me to hook in HDMI. And the third one is going to allow me to connect it to a computer. Well, I'm going to start out with using the keypad. And where this is great for me right now, I mean, this could be for anyone who can't reach up and touch it and doesn't want to fuddle with it, but they could hold this in their lap and operate the zip. You can use the zip for distance, self view, or document view. So I'm going to use this because otherwise I got to reach around and try to show it to you. So first knob to the left you see here is power. Next one over is magnification, which I get to do from here too. So I can do it like on the MLS. The MLS, we have a keypad on that, and this keypad is the same, basically. It's just a wider, larger print one. So I can zoom. I would turn the knob to do that. Right now, none of the keys on the front work except power. Because this takes priority of the unit. I plugged it in, it just started working. You do it when the unit's off, then it will work when it boots up. If you plug this in when the unit's on, which I did, it shut the unit off. And then it rebooted and started back up, and this was up and running. So that was cool. I could turn the unit on and off from here. So first things first, I can zoom, okay? I can change to color, grayscale, back to color, or back to my favorite reading mode. And this is just in the reading position. And I could go much more magnification on here and really get a good clean image. I can adjust with this. I can adjust the brightness, so I could make it too bright, as you see, washed out, or I can bring it back down. And then I could jump over to color, looks good. Looks good, back to mine. It retains all that. And the same if I adjust it up on the head unit on the screen. I really like this because I can really do everything with the unit. Right here, I can access the menu system. But I'm going to first go to, I can do, what do we call this? Find feature. So now I can move my document around, get to where I want to, and I press the button again. Same thing on the focus knob. I press in on that, it zooms out. I press in, it zooms back to my desired magnification. Okay, I'm going to also go into so what I'm showing you is everything you can do right from the front panel. Well, I'll show you quick, but I can also jump into the menu. And first thing you notice, our menu has, if I have it in black on white on black, but it always has a black background with white print, and it's large print. So it's easy to see. So now that I'm in there, the autofocus is on. I can mirror mode it. Now I'll show you. Yeah, that's going to be a very hard way to do your homework, but challenging. And we all know the mirror mode is when I'm doing selfie view and I'm putting my makeup on, which I'm not really doing, but if you are. But when you touch here, it'll show you here. And I have no idea. This camera that I'm looking into is not in mirror mode. So you think this is my right, my left hand. It's my right. But mirror mode is extremely helpful for that. It lines you up so you get a much better perspective of yourself. Now, I turned it on again. So we're going to get out of mirror mode. View mode, and that just allows me to view out, expand it to the minimum magnification and back up to where I was. And now here is focus. I can turn it on or off. Reference line. So let's go in and do a quick, there's my reference line. And here it comes again. I can do horizontal, vertical, and now I can do masking. It must be harder to see with this background I'm using. Maybe I'll try to change it. Let's see what happens. Nice. Didn't know it let me do it while I was in the menu, but it makes sense. Okay, so that, and then I'm just going to get it off the screen now. Okay, I'm out. So now I want to go out. Reference line, lamp. I think you guys can see the lamp. I'm going to enter the lamp. L set means I want to set it so I can rheostat it down, see, and then off. So I can dim it to off and then bring it back up. I'm going to put it on bright. Okay. Lamp. And then my next one is sleep. Sleep mode is one of my favorite settings on this because our battery, you can get 5 to 9 hours out of it. You're not going to get 9 if it's not in sleep mode. Sleep mode will put it to sleep. So it shuts down my screen. Just making sure it's on. It shuts down my screen and my light, but leaves the camera looking down. So anytime I come over and wake it up, if I just move, it wakes up and I can then see what's on my tray or what I'm looking at in the distance or whatever. So this is, oh, it's gone. Okay, sleep. So let me show you what it is. So I can go 30 seconds, 1 minute. I can put it in whatever I want, and then automatically when there's no activity under the camera, it's going to shut down the screen and the light, saving the battery. Awesome. Off. Now this one is sleep mode. I mean, this is full power. So it'll shut down the unit, and if I come over to use it, it will not fire back up. You have to hit the power button to turn it back on to get it to go. And that's a good one. You might want to set that to 30 minutes in case you really forget and you don't come back. It'll kill all the power for overnight or whatever. Great, I put it on off. Good. So this is screen, that's brightness. the last right button, the last orange button, if I turn that, it does screen brightness. I can adjust it from my keypad also, or I can go in the menu and adjust the brightness. And then that's how much battery I have left right now. None of this stuff's plugged in except the TV, but the computer, this isn't. Looks like a lot of cables because I wanted to start with it all hooked up. And then on screen display language. And then I go to exit, and when I click on that, it saves any changes I made, and now I'm good to go. And Kimberly was talking about there's a key command on the front of the unit to turn them on. We ship our zips in simple mode, so you can't get into that menu when you're using a zip out of the box. And we just found that it confused people more to get in there and make some changes by accident, and the zip was acting up. We're getting calls, and there's nothing wrong with the zip. It's the fact that, so we ship it in simple mode, and we have a key command that activates the menu. And I know you showed that at the beginning, but if you don't get it from reading a PowerPoint or a piece of paper, I did do a video just on turning on and off the menu system of the zips, any zip unit. So this is the this can be added. It cannot be added to a zip unless it has a connection board. So this is only for zips that have connection boards. And this is I really, really like this. This is one of those hidden secrets. I really haven't used it too often, but now I'm going to. Gosh, when you're showing this and people are, I don't have to get in front of the unit. So I like this. Plus, if I had something wrong with my shoulders, my elbows, and I couldn't reach up, I could operate my zip. And I could have a nice big XY cable and just move it. So it gives it a lot more functionality. And I also have power. I can actually shut it off. I don't know. I hope you can see that. This is a great little thing. I'm going to unplug it. I don't know what's going to happen, so let's see. Oh, it's thundering out. Oh no. It's going to reboot. Phew. So see, like I said, it's like the computer coax cable. And it's easy. It lines up, it click, it's in. And this is how long the cable is. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to slowly break it down and then fold it up, and I'm going the opposite way like I told you. Now, before I move on to the next thing, does anyone have any questions with the large remote control box that I was just showing? Kimberly, can you take a look in the chat? See if anyone has a question. If you do, please type it in before I move on.
Hey, I'm checking. I don't see any questions. You guys either put a question or raise your hand and I will answer your question.
All right, none?
I don't have any right now, Charlie.
Okay, well, if one pops, please write it down, save it, and we'll address it later. But that is pretty straightforward. I just click it in, and I'm going to show you this control box. No, that's not what that is. The connection board, the connection box, whatever. I'm going to show you that better, but I'm going to, once I unplug, I'll turn it around and show it to you. This piece here, this covers it. This covers and I took it off, but you could just open it a little and put the cables and then click it. When the cables are out, click it back into place. I guess the main thing is it keeps dust out of it, out of the ports. But I have mine off. And I wanted to show you that. Very simple to pop off. The other cable I have plugged in right now is the what's it called? HDMI. Now I'm going to show you a little on the, I got to do this for me so I can operate it a little. So you see here, I have the cable coming out, but I'm going to pop up the distance camera. Okay. And I'm going to go outside. That is amazing. Right through my window, my screen. I just think I saw a car drive by. There's a car right there. Oh, I'm definitely using this more. That is almost 200 yards away because that's down my thing. Yeah, whatever. That's far. That's not my driveway. I don't know whose car that is. But anyway, you see what I'm showing you is the fact that it's extremely good image. This is distance. I'm going to bring it down. I could, what I also could do in the distance is locked. I could shut off the focus if people are walking by the camera a lot and it kept trying to focus on them. I could shut focus, autofocus off, keep it locked in where I want to. And that works really well. So I'm going to show you, and then I just rotate it. You're going to see Kimberly because there's a picture of her on my screen. Hi, Kim. And then you see there's the camera. I'm not a big fan of self view, but I'll do it quick. Okay, that's it. Now you guys know the inside of my room. I'm sorry, I'm just amazed. That's kind of a hidden thing for me. Now, why would you want to plug this into a big monitor? Well, I don't know. I can't answer that for you. I know I do. I have even a bigger screen between two windows in this room, and I put the Zip next to it. And because it's mounted well, I don't have to hold anything in my hand. It's extremely stable. It's almost like it has image stabilization built into it. And I've been able to look at, I have a fence out front, and I have scanned each thing and going, dang, I need to power wash that thing. Or I could see people walking by, which I normally can't. I got to get, if you don't know, I'm legally blind. I have juvenile or Stargardt's, whatever you want to call it. Been legally blind forever, 40 years. And I'd have to get like this to see people. But with this type of setup, and I don't want to wear one of those big things and try to walk around and look. First of all, my neighbors might ask me to go back in my house. Plus, they're impossible to walk with. So for me, you know, I just like looking out. I like bringing this unit as it is with a 13-inch screen down to my garage. I had to use the camera to look at something. I spun it around. I was working on my weed whacker, and I needed to look at, oh, that's what, okay. And I was reading the manual. Then I could carry it up to the kitchen. And then we played categories, and I could look under, I could use this to play. Then I bring it up to my bedroom. I place it on top of my dresser. I have a junk drawer. No excuses to clean it now. I can pull things out and view it and toss it, save it. You know, it's just endless. So why I like hooking it up to a big screen is, you know, it just gives me such an incredibly clear, steady image. And I'm going to hook it up through the computer again, so it'll also connect that way. Now, I'm going to put the, now another cool thing is, say, I do distance, and this is what I like it at. I come down, but this is what I like to read at. Or no, maybe it's this one. Oh no, oh no. Maybe that. And then I want to go back to my color. Then I want to go back. Then I want to do distance. It's back to color, and the same magnification I use at both. So it's all about productivity and speed in the classroom, in the work environment, at home. I don't want to have to adjust everything every time. I want it to work. I want to turn it on, do distance. It knows my magnification and my color setting, and I want to look down at my my material. All right. So that is, so I'm going to just show you the best I can. We have videos on here, but power, magnification, zoom out by pressing in on that, get what you want. Sorry, I zoomed out there. Okay. Now I want to change. I have two buttons here to go color, high contrast. Excuse me, I mean, there's color, there's you know what I mean, grayscale, color, there's high contrast. And then again, once I find the one I like, I just go back and forth, back and forth. I don't need to cycle through. But there's even more. When you connect this to a computer, you could shut off things, you can, we'll get there. I'm not gonna go too in depth, but we're gonna get there. So the Zip can be used as pretty complex. I mean, it has lots of bells and whistles. You can do a lot more with it than just unpack it, open it, read, or do some distance viewing, pack it, and go. That's a wonderful way to buy a Zip to use it. But you can get a connection board and do so much more. Now I'm going to unplug the HDMI from the back of this. And who knows what's going to happen. No, I do. It'll go, the screen will go to Samsung's home screen. Ooh. Okay. I probably should do that with power off on things. But, you know. All right, so let me just give you this. Here is the connection board mounted behind the monitor. Okay. And of course, as you guys know, but maybe you don't, the Zip is, I could use it standing up, walk over to it and view things from a high angle. I can use it sitting here. I might want it about, but I like my eyes about in the smack in the middle, because with my eye disease, I I don't need a big screen because I'm only using a little portion of it. So I present the text to the sweet spot in my eye. I probably should have left it plugged in. But I present the text. So I don't need a big screen. So I kind of go like this. In my sweet spot, I bring the text at the magnification I like. So that's about where I like the screen. But if I was happen to be shorter, I could come way down here with it. I could even tip it down even more. I can then, when I'm tipped down, I can then access my camera. And as I showed you, not only it goes up and down, and it rotates almost 360 there, and then all the way around to me. And again, I can do up and down, which is very helpful when I'm out in the distance. I need to tweak it up or down a little. I can, it's not fixed. Now I'm back in. So under here, I'm going to shut it off. In here, I almost want to stand up. But in here, first of all, you see the moving parts on here. This moves. This moves. This moves. Camera. This assembly moves. It's very firm. Well, like our cars, things we own, they must be maintained. And over time, things loosen up. The joints might need a little tweak. Well, guess what? With a couple of simple tools, and I am not suggesting end users do this. I'm suggesting our service center. Lou and his team at Video Electronics, they're pros. Well, and some of the dealers who own the toolkits and have training, had training on it, also can do it. But I can actually stick a tool down, give it a little crank, and now my monitor is stiff. If I ever saw, if this was starting to happen, I felt like the monitor was dropping, not felt like, the monitor was dropping a little on its own. I didn't want it to. We could tighten that. That's simple. That's a 10 millimeter. I give it a little tweak. I'm good to go. If this joint or any of the joints on the Zip ever loosen up, or you find if you want it more firm, you could contact us. You could contact your local dealer, or you could send it in for a tune-up if you want to our service department. They can do a whole bench test, safety, tighten, clean. And then one of the ones that does, because if this gets used a lot, there's a little hinges in here and housing, this could loosen up. And you don't want your camera to automatically drop on you because you have it fixed on something. So that's also adjustable. I love it's adjustable. I mean, it's just give it a tight. I ride a bike a lot. I got to adjust the fasteners and put more air. I got to keep it maintained. Stay exactly the way it came out of the box for 5 years. That's not possible. Well, these things are constantly opened, closed, adjusted, played with, pulled on, put on desk. These are built well because they would not last if they weren't. So, and as you can see with the Zip too, before I close it up, as you can see, there's no cables hanging out. You know, it's all in here. And back here, don't do this at home. You can't, but right in here, that's where the battery is. And it's not a little battery. It's a big battery. And the battery is guaranteed not to heat up or start a fire. That's a good guarantee these days with what's happened with batteries. But this battery is big. And because it has a special board in the unit that runs it to keep it running optimally, and so you can get that 5 to 9 hours out of this battery system. Now down here we have a special battery tool. Click, that it pops off. If something happened, I don't know, but batteries do fail and connections do sometimes. So if any of that happened, first of all, you could use flathead screwdrivers. We could ship you a battery. You could replace a new one. Not my favorite thing. I'd rather have it sent to a service department or heck, send it to my house. I've done it. I'll help you, but it's not common for the batteries to go. But I just wanted to show you that's how we work on them to make it easier. And then I'm going to push it back together. There. Now, I'm going to show you all I do when I package it up. I bring the monitor down, and I grab the outside, these are the arms, and I bring it down. See, the camera's locked in, and now I'm ready to go. I can take it as this. I think it's 8 pounds, 8.5. It's not enough to do curls. I think that's the weight. This is obviously lighter because it doesn't have the XY built onto it, but it does have rubber feet on each corner. So whatever I'm putting it on, it locks it on tight. And then now to open a zip, I put my thumb. If I had the 17, the screen is bigger. I cannot reach. I got to put my thumb under the corner of the monitor. 13 is a piece of cake. I put my thumb on the base, give this a tug. I hear a click noise, and then I bring this around. I hear another click noise. I know my camera has just fixed in perfectly for facing down, and then I turn it on. See, this locked into place. You don't want it off a little or down here like that a little. It might flip the image. It might not focus right, and there's nothing. I've gotten calls. People said, oh, I said, well, let's check the camera, and one little click, everything went back to normal. So just by bringing this all the way up, it automatically snaps the camera in how it's supposed to be in. I worked so hard on this tablecloth. I'll tell you a quick little story. I borrowed my wife's iron because this had wrinkles all over it. I'm not too good at one of those. And anyway, I figured out, oh my God, it has a steam feature. That's what I really want. I don't want to iron this. So I'm in here pressing this button, steam's coming out, and my wife happens to catch me. She says, what are you doing? I said, I'm ironing the table skirt. It's a mess. And she said, what tables is that on? I said, the plastic ones. Oops. Yeah, I didn't melt the plastic though. Yeah, I guess I didn't think it all the way through. So I know I'm laughing. I have no idea because I can't hear a thing. All right, so what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna plug it into my computer. I gotta find the cable, and here it is. Now this is USB to USB, not USB-C. It's USB to USB. Obvious, well, I shouldn't say obviously, this is the big end. Now I have, let's see, I'm gonna stand up so I can hopefully do this. Oh yeah.
Charlie, a few questions have came up that I'm going to address while you're setting that up.
I allow those. Yes, questions.
Okay, so there's a lot of questions coming up about pricing, you guys. So I just want to give you a figure. They're anywhere between $2,700 to right around $3,900. There's different options that you can add to them. People are specifically asking about the hand control, and I checked with Sweden on that to verify. It's $150 extra if you want to add the hand control. And then also they're asking about replacement batteries. As Charlie said, you rarely would ever have to replace the battery at all in the unit. But if you did need to replace the battery, it's $300. And then I'm getting questions on weight. So I'm going to go ahead. I have the spec sheet here. There's a 13-inch and a 17-inch. The 13-inch is 8.4 pounds. The 17-inch is 9.5 pounds. And we're also getting questions about magnification range. On the 13-inch, the full high def goes from 1.1 to 35x. The 17-inch goes from 1.4 to 45x, and battery life is up to 9 hours.
Yeah.
And it's also for charging the battery. If it's fully dead, it's about 2.5 hours. So let me look and see if there's any other questions, but I think I cleared them.
Cool.
Yep, that's good. I got them.
Yeah, 2615 up. Yeah, but like I was saying, as you customize it, kind of like getting extra on the car. That's a remote. That's a solid, nice button. Very good rubberized, tactile, high contrast, but very good feeling little little unit. I like that thing. All right, so I think, let's see what happens. I have it now connected to my laptop. As you can see there, I have it magnified for me, sorry. I shouldn't apologize. Now the machine is up and running, so I'm going to, it's probably picking up the light. So let me give it a little tip down. All right.
Charlie, someone just asked, is the unit that you're showing a 13 or a 17 inch?
13 inch. Yeah, this is a 13. Okay, I'll get rid of my magnification in a second. Okay, then we'll, I forget. Now it's running, now it's running through the computer. So same thing, control, large print control, remote deal, buttons on front, keyboard, operate the unit, distance, self view. But I open up a much more of a platform now. Because first of all, why? Why would I want connectivity from a computer? As you see, it takes away the screen on this. And it displays it on, and I don't have it set. That's my fault. I didn't set the 1920 by 1080 to match the camera system. I didn't realize that. But I could get full screen on here. I won't do it now. I forgot what I was saying. So we'll just continue. Okay, so I can change, see, now this is the image through the computer. It's darn good. And then I'm going to magnify. I could clean that up more. Somebody said, I think you said, Kimberly, 35x magnification on the 13. Plug it into this, it's 180x. I mean, exactly. You put it into a bigger screen, it's amazing, the magnification. I'm still shocked. That's across the way, that car. I can't see it, but I know it's
Charlie,
way down now.
What keystroke are you hitting to make it larger on your keyboard?
I'm not going to tell you. You got to come to the next webinar for that information.
Oh man, they want to know what you're doing, man.
What I'm doing, let me tell you from the beginning, I am not going to dive into the software. Kimberly's specialty is doing software. She'll do screen sharing. She'll show you soup to nuts on it's called our PC viewer software is what I'm using. And I'll tell you a couple of simple commands just to operate the zip. And I'm just using up and down arrow. But we're going to produce an in-depth training of the PC Suite platform, PC Viewer Suite platform, Mac Viewer Suite platform, and Chrome Viewer. Right now, on our YouTube channel, you can go and watch the PC Viewer software being used with the MLS. But right now, my software, the PC Viewer, it doesn't know I'm a zip, or this is a zip. It thinks it's an MLS. It doesn't know. But what it does know, it's an LVI camera. Because I've tried to plug in a different camera and it said, sorry, buddy, this is not an LVI camera. We're not going to let you go any further. Darn it. So anyway, that just keeps everything congruent and working well that way. So I'm hitting the up and down arrow. If I hit left and right, I would change brightness. If I hit just like the MLS, F1 is color. Let's do it. That is color, all right. Ooh. And then F1 also goes to grayscale. And now these start to change my, nice. Okay, so that's that. Now, magnification. Now I'm going to lift the camera. Let's check on that car. I'm very interested in it. Not interested in the mess over there. Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm not even close. There we are. Oh my God, look at that. Okay, that's getting quiet. So as you can see, I'm now doing distance across the room. And then I could come all the way around. We could see Kimberly again. I've got quite a bit of magnification on here though. And then I come down and it will remember my desired, whatever it was. And that must have been the one I left it in. So all the simplicity of the zip, distance, self, all that can be now done. I don't even know if it works with the buttons. Oh, it does. So it still does. I know when I plugged in my large print control box, I no longer had access to the front panel. It took control in the control bar. But now that I have it plugged in a computer, even if I have a touchscreen, which I do, I bet you I could pinch. Oh yeah. So I can pinch and zoom without touching the thing. I could place this and use it to look in the distance in the classroom. Now I could record video, classroom or the boardroom or whatever, but I can record video with audio. So I could capture me doing this through my zip if I was sitting in the room on video and all the audio and save it on my laptop. I could take pictures in the distance of things in the classroom. I could take a picture of that car. I might, and we could do that. So the things that are just that you can do with the MLS, I can do with the zip now. And I would line this up next to my computer when I'm using it. I'm just trying to do it so it looks good for you. Now, what else can I possibly do? Well, I want to show you something here. See, there's my MLS, same menu system. And here's the mouse, I think, yeah. And then I could go, I have it pretty magnified. I can go to all the things. I can go to OCR now. So let's put this, I'm gonna go F1, F2, F3, F4. See what happens. Oh. I'm learning. Okay. These are only the hidden secrets of the zip. There's a few. I keep looking at Kimberly. She's looking at me on a big screen. But I've done doing some things I've never done. But that's how I learn. So let's look at the. It's hard for me to. There's a light blocking the whole top of this, and I cannot see the screen. So just give me a second. I know mine. OCR. Hope I have it working.
(72) to TH, laity within us to gain accurate self-evaluations, and we do this bring ourselves to others. His theory was further developed downward social comparison and even upward social on. I'm sure at some point someone will think of sideways.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I'm looking up there, but I didn't get a good look at this. I just threw it under there. So I could get a nice clean, as you can see, it just did OCR. So let me go. The image that the port, the USB port, you must have a 3.0 at least, because you figure an FHD camera sending over that amount of good bit rates and quality to get that image out of that. I'm amazed on my screen. That is impressive. I'm just saying that because I haven't done all these tests before. So that's why I have a 3.0. But also, once I OCR it, it's not doing it on here. That's what remains why it allows me to keep it 8.6 pounds with the battery. I'm not doing all the work in the unit. I'm just passing it through the camera and making it easy for my laptop to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
The control panel with tactile buttons and knobs is very easy to operate. The unit is fully integrated and designed to both look and feel good.
Now, of course, you guys know, I wonder, no, that wouldn't work. I love testing things. I can now change it, magnify it, of course. I can choose what I like. I can go back and forth.
Clever distance viewing. The unit has a built-in distance cap.
I have a touchpad. So normally you hit button 1, it starts and stops, but I have a touchpad. So it instantly started reading, and I could touch with my finger and do it too.
Vertically.
So because I have a touch screen, so I can start and stop reading. I have different views. If you like a sentence at a time, a word at a time, you can magnify it, change the color backgrounds, do all that in any of these. Here's the document. Here's the print under the document. Here's no print under the document, and there it is. So once I'm on here, I could also then go to color. And then I almost pinched on this screen. All this pinching. But anyway, I wonder if I should get a touchscreen big one like this, Henrik. And but I can do anything here. Say I wanted to, I know I can. Don't tell me I can't. I knew it. See, I'm just painting with my finger, and then, oh, I want to read somewhere, and you can see the zones means that's what it's OCR. That's what it put. Anywhere on the screen. Okay, I can't.
Between 13 inches or 17 inches long.
Tap, it'll start reading whatever I want. Great for bills and things like that. I don't think third graders really got to worry much about their cell phone bills yet. But you know, if I just wanted to hear a stereo and I can magnify it, tap it, I could look at an image while I'm listening. You guys understand. This is TTS, but it's running out of our PC viewer engine, and that's a very robust platform that works perfectly. Hey, if you owned an MLS too, I would just unplug and go with my MLS if I wanted to. It's all up and running. So that's the basics of what I can do with this. Now I can go V back to my
anti-reflective coating, high contrast, natural color reproduction.
So what's cool is I went back to live view, touched the keypad by accident, and it will do background reading. So if I had headphones or one earpiece and sync to my laptop, I can listen. I could then jump live in the classroom or in the workplace, but also listen into my document, going to get ahead of the other students. Who knows?
Charlie, we've got a couple questions.
Perfect.
Okay. Someone just asked, do I need to connect to my computer to do text-to-speech?
Do you need to connect the Zip to the computer?
Yes, that's the question.
Absolutely, as I have it done here. I ran from this cable is connecting my Zip to my laptop.
Okay, a few other questions. I'll go ahead and answer them. Someone asked the pricing for the XY table that you have on the front part of the table, the removable XY table. It's $350. Also, someone asked, do I have to make a decision in regards to the battery, the connection board, and all that upon purchase? And yes, so there's a few things you need to make a decision on when you purchase. You need to decide if you want to get a battery. You also need to decide on a connection board because it's a different, they're built differently. As I mentioned, everything's hand built in Sweden, and we use a different circuit board if you're going to have a battery or connection board. So that is something that needs to be decided when you purchase. And Charlie, just so you know, we have 9 minutes left.
I guess when I get going, I don't shut up.
Let me see if there's any other questions.
And so I'm not going to do, I'm going to just, so if I, you know what this also, I want to just say, if I'm a teacher, or I can then do control minus, I'm going to get rid of some of this. See, I can make my, what's that thing called? This thing smaller, so I can get more real estate. I can remove that. When I drag over and stop on each of these, it tells me the key command. I can go into the menu. I can print out all the key commands. I can get to know them. I can, you know, so it's very easy to adapt and learn. But this, you saw it wasn't as expanded when I was using it because I had it so magnified. I'm not going to go into the file and show you that you actually could remove some of the colors. You could change the aspect ratio of the camera. You could have it be a wider. So for RP, you could go out even wider. So RP just gets that crystal clear HD definition, but they get a wider view. So you can actually extend aspect ratio on the zip from the software. Then you'll be able to do 8.5 or even bigger sheets of paper all at once for OCR. All the things you pretty much can do, as you'll see at our upcoming webinar, you can do with this setup. And now, before I go, so I'm going to unplug it now. I'm going to remove the USB. Sweet. Okay. I don't think it liked it. And now I'm going to take it out of there. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to show you this. I'm so glad you reminded me. Thank you for asking about this. This has, I just guide it in. And once it's in, it locks in. It locks right into place. I would need to remove my 2 brakes. Not remove them, release the tension. And now I have a full functioning XY table. So I would leave this at home. For me, I don't need to bring it on travel. So I just take it off when I'm moving around with it because it adds a good amount of weight to the unit. But it does fit in the bag if you do want to bring it with you. So I close this up. Here's my bag. All our bags come with shoulder straps. Comes with all the necessary cables, power supplies. Comes with, here's another cable. Comes with a HDMI to DVI in case you're going to plug it into a desktop or something that has the old DVI plugs. And it comes with all the foam. And I just dropped my, I placed my zip in here. And I'm good to go. And I'm going to show you one other thing. You see this, very well protected once it's in this bag. And here's the box it ships in. Very simple. This is the padding. So if this around the bag in a box shows up very lightweight, easy to unpack, and easy to use. I'm now tangled up in cables and the tablecloth, so I got to be careful. I wanted to just make a quick, I hope you liked this, first of all. I hope you liked it. There's a lot of the hidden things. Remember the joints and the maintenance we can do on these, the connectivity to laptops, to MacBooks, to Chromebooks, all possible. And some of the way to navigate with the cameras and get the best picture quality by adjusting it. All doable, but once it's all set, it does set it and forget it.